The wind never stopped on the dead mining world. It moved over broken towers, frozen dust, and silent machines that would never work again. The planet had been marked as empty by the Galactic Council. No ships were meant to land here. No lives were meant to remain. Lyra lay beneath a sheet of bent metal and cracked stone. Her body was weak. Every breath hurt. Her hands shook as she pressed them against her chest, feeling the slow rhythm of a heart that refused to stop. She had not eaten in 2 days. Her water pack was empty. The cold had moved into her bones. She believed this place would be her end. Her people had been miners and engineers. They had followed orders. When the energy core of the world failed, the council blamed her species. They said the failure was caused by unstable minds and dangerous thinking. Protection was removed in one meeting. Rescue ships never came. Lyra had watched the sky every day since the evacuation alarms ended. Nothing arrived. No help. Only silence. A sudden sound broke the wind. A deep roar rolled across the land. Lyra pushed herself up, fear filling her chest. She crawled to the edge of the metal cover and looked toward the dark clouds. A ship fell from the sky. It burned as it came down, spinning and shaking. Fire wrapped around its sides. It crashed beyond the old mining towers, sending a wave of dust into the air. The ground shook. Small stones fell around Lyra. Her first thought was danger. Her second was hope. She did not know which one scared her more. Lyra pulled herself out from hiding and moved slowly toward the crash site. Each step hurt. She stopped often to breathe. The ship lay broken in a field of ice and metal. Smoke rose into the gray sky. The hatch opened. A figure stumbled out and fell to one knee. He was tall compared to her. His armor was cracked. Blood marked the side of his face. He stayed still for a moment, breathing hard, then forced himself up. Lyra froze. She knew the shape of that body, the stance, the size. She had seen images before the war. A human. Fear rushed through her. Humans were known across the galaxy for surviving impossible places. They were called stubborn, unpredictable, dangerous when pushed. She turned to run, but her legs failed. She fell onto the cold ground. The human heard her. He turned fast, raising a small device in his hand. Lyra closed her eyes and waited. Nothing happened. When she opened her eyes, the human was standing a few steps away. The device lowered. His face showed shock, not anger. He spoke softly in a calm tone through a translator. "You are alive." Lyra tried to crawl back, but the ground was slick with ice. Her strength faded. The human stepped closer, then stopped himself. He moved slowly and placed a small pack on the ground between them. He pushed it toward her. Water. Her hands moved before her fear could stop them. She drank carefully. Warmth spread through her chest. The human sat down on a piece of metal, clearly in pain. He pressed a hand against his side. Still, his eyes stayed on her, watching, not hunting. "My name is Aaron," he said. Lyra did not answer. "I will not hurt you," he said. She laughed weakly. The sound surprised even her. "No one ever means to," she replied. Aaron nodded as if he understood. A sharp, buzzing sound filled the air. Both of them looked up. Small black shapes moved through the clouds. Their lights scanned the ruins below. Lyra felt her heart race. "Hunters," she whispered. Aaron followed her gaze. His face went still. He grabbed her arm, not rough but firm, and pulled her toward the shadow of the broken ship. "We hide," he said. As the drones passed overhead, Aaron made a choice he knew he would not take back. He stayed. The drones passed slowly over the broken land. Their lights moved back and forth, cutting through dust and shadow. Lyra held her breath. Her body pressed against cold metal inside the wrecked ship. Aaron crouched beside her, one hand covering a broken panel, the other resting near a small tool at his belt. The buzzing sound grew louder, then faded. Minutes felt like hours. Finally, the sky became quiet again. Lyra let out a weak breath. "They are searching for survivors," she said. Aaron nodded. He looked tired. His skin was pale under the dirt and blood. "They should not be here," he replied. She studied him in the low light. He was clearly hurt. His armor was damaged in many places. One leg shook when he moved. "Why did you hide with me?" she asked. Aaron looked at the floor of the ship. For a moment, he did not speak. "Because leaving you would be wrong," he said simply. Lyra did not understand that answer. In her experience, survival came first. People left others behind all the time. "You do not know what I am," she said. He looked at her then, eyes steady. "You are someone alive on a dead world," he said. That night, the cold grew stronger. Aaron used pieces of his suit to seal broken walls. He shared food from his pack. It was not much. He gave her more than he kept. Lyra watched him closely. Humans were supposed to be cruel when it suited them. Aaron moved slowly, carefully, like someone afraid of causing harm. When morning came, Aaron tried to activate a signal device. It sparked, then died. "Crash ruined it," he muttered. Lyra felt fear return. Without a signal, no rescue would come. "You can still leave," she said quietly. Aaron shook his head. "Hunters will return," he said. "If I leave you alone, they will find you." Her chest tightened. "Why help me?" she asked again. Aaron leaned back against the wall, closing his eyes for a moment. "Because humans do not walk away once we choose to stay," he said. Later that day, footsteps echoed outside the wreck. Lyra grabbed Aaron's arm. "Someone is coming," a human voice called out. "Aaron, are you alive?" Relief crossed Aaron's face. "Myra," he said. A second human entered the ship. She moved with confidence. Her armor was clean. Her eyes scanned the area and stopped on Lyra. She froze. "What is that doing here?" Myra asked. Lyra pulled back, fear flooding her again. Aaron stood slowly, placing himself between them. "She is a survivor," he said. Myra stared at him. "You know the law," she said. "I do," he replied. Myra lowered her voice. "There is a bounty," she said quietly. "The council wants all of her kind gone." Lyra felt sick. Aaron met Myra's gaze. "Then the council is wrong," he said. Myra shook her head. "You are risking everything," she warned. Aaron did not move. "I already did when I stayed," he said. Myra looked at Lyra again. This time there was uncertainty in her eyes. "Hunters are spreading through this sector," she said. "They are not careful." She turned back to Aaron. "If you keep her, you become a target." Aaron nodded. "Then so be it." Myra said nothing more. She left supplies on the ground and walked away. When she was gone, Lyra spoke. "She will report you." Aaron picked up the supplies. "Maybe," he said, "or maybe she will remember what it means to choose." That night, the sky filled with distant engine lights. Lyra realized the hunters were no longer searching the planet. They were coming for the human who refused to leave. The tunnels under the mining world were dark and cold. Lyra followed Aaron closely, leaning on his shoulder when her legs wobbled. The walls were covered in frost and broken machinery. Every step made the metal groan. Aaron moved carefully. His leg ached. His arm still bled from the crash. But he did not complain. He only kept his eyes ahead, listening for sounds, watching shadows. They were looking for a jump gate, an old emergency path that could take them off the planet. Lyra's species had once built parts of the system. She recognized markings on the walls, faded and chipped. "Do you think it will work?" she asked. "It has to," he said. Her fear did not go away. Drones were out there. Kale, a bounty leader, was tracking them. Lyra had never seen anyone like him before. She had only heard rumors. He was strong, cruel, and clever. He believed humans were weak and would obey rules. He would not expect a human to break them for someone else. The tunnels twisted and turned. Sometimes they had to crawl through narrow spaces. Lyra's lungs burned. Aaron kept her going, giving small pieces of encouragement. "We are almost there," he said. At last they saw it. A tall, damaged frame rose from the ice and stone. The jump gate had two large energy panels. The markings were old. Dust and ice covered everything. Aaron studied the gate. "It needs 2 life signatures," he said. 2 life signatures meant they had to activate it together. One could not go alone. Lyra realized that if Aaron activated it, he might be exposing himself to the hunters. And if she activated it, she could leave him behind. Kale's fleet arrived above the tunnels. Their lights pierced through cracks and openings. The hum of their engines shook the ground. Aaron looked at Lyra. His face was tired, pale, but determined. "I go first," he said. "No," she whispered. He shook his head. "You run if I fail," he said. Lyra's heart pounded. She wanted to move, to run, to survive. But something stopped her. The look in Aaron's eyes told her that leaving now was not an option. She stepped forward. Together they placed their hands on the panels. The gate sparked, lights flashed. A low hum grew into a roar. Energy lines formed a path, a tunnel of light stretching into the unknown. Kale's forces broke into the tunnels. His voice echoed, demanding they surrender. Lyra saw him for the first time. He was tall, heavily armored, moving like a predator. He believed the human would obey. Aaron held the gate steady. "Go," he said to Lyra. She looked at him. His face was calm, but she saw exhaustion in his eyes. "I'm not leaving you," she said. Aaron's hand pressed hers against the energy panel. "Then we stay together," he said. The jump gate powered fully. Lyra felt energy wrap around her body. The tunnel of light pulled her in. Aaron followed. Their bodies moved as one. Outside, Kale hesitated. He had not expected this. Humans rarely risked everything for another life. He shouted orders, but his fleet slowed, unsure. Inside the gate, Lyra and Aaron felt the pull of travel, the rush of speed, and the fear of the unknown. The world they left behind, broken and cold, seemed smaller with every second. Lyra realized something new. Humans were not only strong in body. They were strong in choice, in will, in refusing to abandon others. The jump ended. They stumbled onto a new world, still weak, still tired, but alive, and they were together. The new world was strange and quiet. Lyra and Aaron stumbled over uneven ground, breathing hard, their bodies still sore from the jump. The air was thicker, warmer, filled with smells she had never known. Life was here. Small plants, strange insects, and soft wind moving through unknown terrain. Kale's forces were not far behind. They had tracked them through the jump gate. Lyra saw the lights of ships in the distance. Her heart sank. "We cannot stay," he said. Aaron helped her to her feet. They began moving toward a ridge. From there, they could see the landing area of the new world. It was abandoned, but it offered cover. Lyra saw something she never expected. A small fleet of human ships moved silently among the clouds, larger and more powerful than any she had imagined. They descended without firing, forming a shield between her and the approaching hunters. Myra appeared among them, standing on the bridge of one ship. She raised a hand to them, nodding in understanding. "You brought more," she said. Aaron nodded. He kept Lyra close. Kale's voice came over comms, sharp and commanding. "Surrender now, human," he said. "You cannot win." Aaron did not answer. He stepped forward, lifting his voice to reach Kale's fleet. "You have made a mistake if you think this ends here," he said. "Humans do not abandon others because they fear the outcome." Lyra felt something inside her change. Fear was still there, but it mixed with hope. She had seen humans give themselves fully for another being, risking life, strength, and freedom. Kale hesitated. He had faced many human leaders and soldiers before, but never one who would stand without armor, without fleet, and without hesitation to protect someone else. Evidence of the Council's lies had been sent across galactic channels. Other worlds were questioning old decisions. Lyra watched as humans formed a defensive line, not to attack but to defend life. Kale's fleet slowed, unsure what to do next. The hunters had numbers. But the humans had resolve. Lyra realized that the galaxy had never seen this strength before. It was quiet, steady, unstoppable in its own way. Lyra stood beside Aaron. She no longer saw herself as a weak survivor. She was a witness and a participant. She would not run. She would not hide. She would stay. Kale's forces finally pulled back. The Council sent no purge order. The evidence of corruption and lies had changed minds faster than any weapon could. Lyra and Aaron were safe for now, but the galaxy would remember what had happened. Together, Lyra and Aaron watched the horizon. The wind moved through strange leaves. The world was alive, and they were alive with it. Lyra understood that being saved was not about fear or chance. It was about those who refused to leave, no matter the danger. And now she chose to stay with them. The world around them was calm, but the tension remained. Lyra and Aaron moved carefully across the ridges, observing the human fleet forming a protective circle. The strange new world stretched before them, with forests that glowed faintly in the night and rivers that reflected the stars above. Kale had withdrawn his forces, but his presence lingered in the minds of all who had witnessed him. Lyra understood that victory was temporary. The galaxy would watch humans now, not for their ships or weapons, but for their choices. She felt a sense of awe at what she had learned. Humans had not only saved her life, they had changed her understanding of strength. To them, courage was not always in battle. It was in standing firm when leaving would have been easier. It was in protecting someone who was not expected to survive. It was in refusing to abandon hope. Aaron moved beside her, bruised and weary. His hands were scarred, his clothes torn, but his eyes were clear, steady, unshaken. Lyra realized she could have been afraid of him. She could have thought humans were dangerous. Instead, she saw the truth. They could be the opposite. They could be those who stay. Myra returned, piloting one of the larger ships closer to them. She landed smoothly, the engines humming low. Her eyes met Lyra's and she nodded. The Council's lies had been revealed across countless channels. The galaxy began questioning old decrees, old fears, old assumptions. Lyra felt the weight of history shifting around her. Her species, once labeled unstable, was now given a chance to rebuild. Yet she chose to remain with the humans, not because she had no other option, not because she needed protection, but because she had seen what it meant to choose to stay, to choose loyalty, to choose life. Aaron looked at her, a faint smile on his tired face. "You will come with us?" he asked gently. She nodded. "Yes," she said, "and we will help others too." The human fleet began departing for other worlds, carrying not only weapons and technology, but hope. Lyra followed Aaron and Myra, stepping onto the ship that would carry them to the next mission. Every movement felt deliberate, a promise of the future they would face together. Lyra watched the horizon shrink as the ships rose into the sky. She thought of the dead world they had left behind, the hunters who had come for her, and the danger that still existed. She did not feel fear. She felt determination. Humans had shown her what it meant to survive, not alone but with choice, to protect, to endure, to stand firm when everything else told them to flee. She understood now that the galaxy would remember, not the battles, not the fleets, but the ones who refused to abandon life. And she would be among them. As the stars stretched out ahead, Lyra looked at Aaron. He had risked everything for her. He had refused to leave. And in that refusal, he had changed the course of her life and perhaps the course of the galaxy. Together, they moved forward, stepping into new worlds, new challenges, and a future forged by courage and choice. She thought her life was over, until the human who found her refused to leave. HFY Sci-Fi Story.